Hey, this is just Ben on the front end, here to tell you to give the podcast a rating if you don't mind, and follow it or subscribe to it on whatever you're listening to this on. If you want to send us an email, we'll read it and maybe talk about it on the show. It's deadensigns@gmail.com, and we got a Twitter. Anyway, if you could do all that, please. That'd be really nice. Bye, enjoy the show.
Simon & Schuster AudioWorks presents Star Trek: The Next Generation.
There we go. I'll say at the front of the episode, no Beatles this week. I have not listened to the newest Beatles.
Not in the mood for the Beatlemania.
Although I wasn't in the mood, I just didn't get around to it.
You're coming down.
I was doing other stuff. I was busy doing other shit.
Yeah.
You
You overfed yourself on the Beatles. You know, where you're like, I don't feel like eating it.
by listening to like 30 minutes a week.
Yeah. It's just too much, you know.
It's too much
like,
Beatles.
Too much of a
Too
good
much
thing,
damn
you know.
Beatles.
It's so it can be bad, right?
It's you wanna dial it back a bit sometimes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You can't always just have Beatles.
Yeah, you don't.
I mean, there was only 4 of them really at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of follow that path with it. Only 4 Beatles albums, and then you take a break because there are only 4 of them.
I've got a theory. I think you're afraid of proceeding because you know they're gonna die. So you're hoping that maybe if I take a little bit longer.
I don't want my faves to die.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to, be met with that. You're not in a mood currently. You
turn your damn phone off. My goodness.
Notifications.
How shameful.
Because I'm at home.
See, it would have been very funny if my phone. It would have been very funny if my phone went off right then as well. But
yeah.
So I'm in the clear. You lose. Did you send me a message that said all you were?
Yeah.
What?
I did. I was hoping that it would have pinged your notifications on your phone, but it didn't.
Oh, no, it's because I have Discord open on my PC, so you
I
lose again.
I lose.
Failed attempt. Oh, I'm on top this week. Oh, brother.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, no Beatles. The Beatles are done. They're cancelled. I've been looking into these guys, and you know what? Maybe I shouldn't be listening to them. But I'll do a full expose when I have more information.
Jesus Christ. This week. You're going to be like one of those, like, in the future, when all the Beatles die, you're going to be like, I need to make a video essay about the Beatles.
Yeah, the rise and fall of the Beatles.
The rise and fall of the Beatles.
Let's see. I'm looking at it
and
up
it's got
now.
It's got all 4 of them, their faces on the thumbnail, and they're put through a horrible filter.
Let's
makes
the rise and fall of the Beatles.
Are you
Tell me about the rise
Googling
and
that?
fall of the Beatles. A
Is
brief history of the Beatles. Here we go. The Beatles, the rise and fall of the Cavern Club.
Oh, okay.
Nobody's quite got a
Nobody
the rise and fall of the Beatles.
Jumped on that yet.
The rise and fall of Pete Best, the Beatles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see any that are just straightforward like this is the rise and the fall.
We should
I got
name
they're telling me the rise and fall of System of a Down.
Well, you should name this episode "The Rise and Fall of the Beatles."
Yeah.
Just for the sake of this bit. That's what we do,
funny
right? We go like
it
this
would
bit.
be funny if that's the title of the episode, then people click on it, and literally the very first thing is me saying, "I have not listened to any Beatles this week." I will not be discussing the Beatles. So you know what? Yeah, I'll write that down. Fuck it.
Yeah.
All of the Beatles. Yeah, that's good. That saves me on the thumbnail as well.
Yeah, that's a good easy thumbnail to do.
This is a long title though, which means the YouTube video I have to make will need to be kind of weirdly spaced out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Sure.
well. Oh well.
Hard life.
Beatles. Maybe I should intercut it with me going to like the Cavern Club and being like, "It is here where the Beatles first saw their start, the rise as it were, of the Beatles.
Yeah. And would you end up in the fall of the Beatles?
And then walk down the 8 staircases that it takes to get down into the Cavern Club, and then just go into the what is basically just a small venue and a souvenir shop for the Beatles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's not great there, to be honest. I feel like maybe if you're a Beatles head, but I'm not there yet. But the Cavern Club itself is kind of boring and a little dingy, you know. It really is like a cavern that somebody had to drag you to after they club you over the head.
It's a perfect breeding grounds. It's a nest of the Beatles,
like them.
Yeah.
So it really is it's like lifting up a rock and you see a whole bunch of Beatles scurry away. That's what the Cavern Club was. Except that when they scurried away, they scurried all over the globe because they were national hits, international hits. Those fucks.
Like dung
Why,
Beatles.
I feel like we need to stop the Beatles.
Yeah,
we get into it every week now.
Yeah, I know. It's just, I feel like it's our jealousy coming through. You know,
I think they're just inherently quite funny. They're like a relic. As the first boy band, you know, it's like the people that you point to be like, that was the start of it all. Why we're in this mess, you know.
What you mean? What you mean is that
they got young women too excited?
Nah, yeah, of course.
Elvis was loading the gun. The Beatles were firing it. You know?
They were blasting.
Except, as was apparent in the small hints in the Elvis movie, gay guys were into them too. I don't know. Do you think Beatles? There were gay guys into the Beatles in that era?
Probably, but
I feel like they wouldn't get them. I feel like it wouldn't get them.
I don't
they
think
weren't particularly manly. They were very
attraction works in different ways, you know.
I'm not saying there was literally not a single homosexual man who was attracted.
Well,
to the
it
Beatles
sounded like you were saying.
But I find it more believable that a large amount of homosexual men would be attracted to Elvis rather than the Beatles. You know.
Well, I feel like
you're really gonna get horned up over
fucking for some people.
Ringo Starr, like that. Huh? You're looking at George Harrison, like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, because of his drum beats. You know, they were really good.
Which one was the drummer? Was that Ringo?
It's the Ringo Starr, right?
It was Ringo. Okay.
So
There's no way. There's no way.
No way. No.
Maybe it's because they seemed kind of gay, you know. I mean, they were all jacking off with each other in the van and stuff, you know, in a hot tub or whatever.
Yeah.
So maybe that pushed it over the edge where it's like, it's too far, you know. Whereas Elvis was supposed to be the macho guy, you know, the macho heartthrob kind of guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But he was very straight since he was grooming that girl. Remember?
Yeah. Yes, he was. Wasn't she like 14 or something like that when he met her? Yeah. I
haven't seen Priscilla, but from what I understand, it wasn't good. I saw the Elvis movie, and that kind of makes a point to be like, well, you know.
Yeah, it wasn't readdressed at all.
No, but that's not what that movie was about, you know. It was about Elvis as an icon of rock and roll and glamour.
Yeah,
it was the first big worldwide phenomenon, you know. Like everybody in the first world, I suppose, everywhere loved Elvis.
Best thing since sliced bread, you know.
And they didn't care about his long-term relationship with a very young woman.
Yeah,
too
you know,
young, some people might say.
There were different times, okay.
Yeah, it's like I'm reading. It's like I'm reading Snow Crash, you know, and the way they describe people ogling the 15-year-old girl.
Yeah.
It's
like, really bad.
It's not great, but at the same time, I'm like, well, it was a different time, the 1990s.
Yes, I know. It is very weird about that, and I don't like it. That's one of the things I really don't like about that book. I enjoyed that book, but that's the only thing that I was like, come on, man.
You
like,
know.
move on from this. Like, I was like,
it's like what other gags can you make
I think
with a
what?
girl who is 15 years old? Huh? What other jokes can you make other than there are lots of
she was
men
like a
who are sexually
cool
attracted to her?
skater chick. That was cool.
Yeah, but also, what if like
She was
people
sexy.
who were twice her age wanted to have sex with her?
Yeah, exactly.
But here's the real key, Max, is that
Yeah.
it sets up hero protagonist properly because he
Mhm.
didn't want to fuck her.
Yeah, exactly, because he's a hero.
He was the
protagonist,
only
you know.
like normal man.
Normal
the
guy,
whole
yeah.
whole damn book.
Yeah,
Everybody
the thing
else
is,
was
like,
like, yeah, whatever.
in the corporate future, age of
Yeah.
consent doesn't exist. So,
Okay.
that's what happens, We're heading for that.
Maybe that
future.
should be the episode title.
Oh my god. In a corporate
should-
future.
maybe
age of
even with, like,
consent.
a
This
quote,
is like
Max.
in the 40th millennia where there is no age of consent, Warhammer
Oh,
40k.
I feel like I could imagine that being a thing in like at least 3 Warhammer books. Like just an aside thing about how this character was ogling this 14-year-old character, and on this planet it was fine though because the age of consent was still existing.
No.
And then
I
I'm
don't
kind of
think,
like, well, I don't know.
what are they called? I don't know what the war.
The
What are they
Space
called?
Marines,
No, like the company that owns Warhammer.
Warhammer.
Yeah, I
Weren't
guess.
weren't they originally Games Workshop? And
Games
then
Workshop, right?
The
That's
brand
why,
of Warhammer was so strong that they were just like,
Also-
fuck it, we're Warhammer. Fuck
yeah,
it,
so I
who
was like,
cares?
I think like Games Workshop wouldn't allow it. Honestly, I don't think they would go like, yeah, to like take this
No.
out. They probably have
Yeah.
editors looking through that shit.
I get that's
Like,
true.
you know what I
Speaking
mean?
of, we'll segue into it after this. But hello, welcome to Dead Ensigns, a general media podcast started mostly on Star Trek. Don't worry, when they bring it back, we'll talk about it
Yeah, just
any day now.
Hang on,
dude. If Super Bowl's around the corner, I'm praying for a Discovery Season 5 trailer. Oh, I can't
There's
wait.
no way they're gonna. It's too expensive. I don't think.
No,
they're
what are you
willing to do
talking
that.
about?
To
Dude,
put
you're
an
insane.
ad?
They had an ad for fucking Picard Season 3 last year. It's Paramount Plus. Of course they're gonna... What do you mean too
Yeah,
expensive?
but because it's
They
layoffs
need people
time.
to watch the damn show.
My friend literally got laid off yesterday.
What does that have to do with anything?
Because people are getting laid off. There's no money to run that shit.
Max, you know that to an executive, marketing is a million times more
Yeah.
important than human labor.
Yeah, they're like, they lay off an entire
Because here's what they're thinking. Here's
department,
what they're thinking.
and then like, you know what? We're gonna put a
Yes.
Super Bowl ad. In
Here's
the-
what they're
in the-
thinking. They're like, keeping this one guy around isn't going to make us any money. We need people to be watching this thing. So
Mhm.
we fucking put money into the marketing. And
Okay.
then we need people watching it so we can make some fucking money.
Yeah, I want to see those.
We need
numbers
people
of
paying for
watching
fucking Paramount Plus subscriptions. Here's the thing.
wa-
I'm not saying
watching
it's a good idea.
Discovery.
I'm not even saying it makes sense. But that is what's happening. Of
Yeah,
course they're
sure.
going to have a... Dude, there is a Paramount Plus Super Bowl ad.
Okay.
With fucking Picard in it.
Yeah, of course, but it's
He
not about.
He throws Hey
I'm-
Arnold at a wall. It's fun. It's kind of funny, to be honest. It's actually not that bad for a Super Bowl ad. It's kind of okay.
Yeah, but for like an entire service, compared
Yeah,
to
I
just
know,
for one show.
but all of those Super Bowl ads are like fucking like 15-second snippets
Yeah,
nowadays.
you're right.
You know,
You're right.
it's like fucking 5 shots, one line
will
of
go
dialogue
like-
from a character, and then a logo, and that's
It
it.
will go like
And
Tulsa
that's like
King
Super Bowl
season 2.
Oh,
You
that
know,
would
it
be
will
so
go
good, man.
Yellow Jackets. I think that's a thing. I think what's the ranch one that people were really obsessed with?
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone season.
People
what a
love
X.
Yellowstone. I went home
And-
this weekend and my dad said, "We've been watching Yellowstone. Have you seen it?" And I'm like, "Nope."
And did your dad wear a cowboy hat while he was saying
No, I
it?
said I watched Tulsa King though, and I thought it was good. And he was like, "Yeah." Anyway, I'm Ben. This is Max.
Okay.
I'm thinking we're gonna see a Discovery because it's supposed to be right around the corner, man. It's coming out in like a month and a half. Or something.
Yeah, I know. But
There'll be a Super Bowl ad, I'm sure.
Yeah, you might
Like
be
a little
right.
15-second promo ship flying in out of warp.
Yeah, no,
the end of a story. Discovery season 5, and then like a little audio snippet of Burnham being like, "To boldly go where no one has gone before." Star Trek Discovery.
No, it isn't
5,
Burnham. It's
premiering
Neelix.
Paramount Plus March 15th. You know,
To boldly go when no one has gone before, and then Neelix appears. Then he's a captain.
oh,
of
that would
Discovery.
be so sick, bro. That would be so sick. It turns out they live 1 million years.
1 million
so
years.
It's still Neelix.
No, because it's because he got revived in that one episode, so he's got perpetually stuck in reality, basically. Now. Remember where they revived him, and he was like, "There's no Christmas tree in the afterlife," or whatever. He was like, had a crisis of faith.
I remember. He died, and he was like, "Wait, nothing happened after I died."
There was just darkness.
What the hell? What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Fuck
Punish
this,
the
I'm gonna kill
Neelix.
myself.
Punish Neelix returns. He's got an eye patch, and he's a captain of Discovery. You know.
I started playing Rogue Trader, the Warhammer game.
Yeah.
So I was in a CRPG mood.
Yeah. And how is it going?
It's okay. It made me think, here's what I want to do, here's what I want to keep track of while I'm playing.
Yeah.
Because I can't get into Warhammer 40k.
Yeah.
I just can't. It's like, I don't know what it is. There's something in there that's just really bouncing off of me. So what I'm doing while I'm doing that, I've got a list that I'm keeping on my phone. I got a list of things I like and don't like about 40k based on Rogue Trader.
Okay.
So one of the likes, I like the technological mysticism thing, you know.
Mhm,
They got
that
the
is-
like where they're like, "Ooh, machines have souls" and stuff. They're talking about like the engine of the ship is sad because so many machines died in the battle,
Mm-hmm.
and now it won't start, and we need to come up with a prayer to make the engine happy again. I'm like, that's
Mhm.
funny. Dislike fascism.
Oh,
Ooh.
wow,
Down
that's so
thumb.
Antifa of you, Ben. How dare you? You know, but yeah, I get it. It was pretty funny when we were playing Dark Tide, and one of the skins for the veteran class was literally just the uniform of like the African uniform of the Wehrmacht, you know, from World War II. And I
There's
was like,
a lot of that. There's a lot of that.
or like, you know, the
You know.
Kriegen?
I mean, just the-
Krisken or whatever the fuck they're called. Like, they just look like
I don't
German
know.
soldiers from World War One or whatever, you know. And it's
I
like,
mean,
okay.
there's a lot of that. I mean, just the logo of the same thing itself, you know, you see, is very reminiscent of certain
The
imagery.
Iron Eagle and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
well,
yeah, it's you can't even argue with the fact that it's like, you know, oh, it got ruined because fascism happened before 40k, you know, and that aesthetic was established by that movement, right?
There's a clear intention to
Imitate
mirror,
it, right?
imitate, sort of like a pastiche, if you will, you know,
Yeah.
a motif.
Yeah, exactly. And
So it can't be helped. But yeah, boo fascism.
what else do you like or hate? Is there anything else on your list, or is it just too?
I didn't know that this is how it worked. I like the big ships they have. They need like a special psychic mutant to like Dune, like pilot them through hell.
Yeah, because
like
they jump
Event
from
Horizon.
warp. Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. I dislike Space Marines.
Ooh, we're gonna
Boring.
get sent death threats because
They're
of this.
boring. Boo. I don't know. That's just I've always looked at them like that. The thing looks like shit, man. Looks crap. It looks like it was designed to be like a little plastic guy first.
Yeah, it does.
More than it was designed to be something that looks cool, I think, personally.
It kind of look cool. I like the way they're kind of portrayed in like the what they called like the Space Marine, like the game, you know, the like kind of God of War.
I didn't play it.
Yeah,
I didn't play
but yeah, it's seeing them move in that, because like that's the thing, you don't really see them move that much, right? Because they're mostly in like plastic figure move, like stuff. But like when people actually animate them, they look cool, you know.
Yeah, but they have that World of Warcraft look.
Yeah,
where
they
everything's really chunky.
Mm-hmm.
This goes into
Yeah.
my next point, but it doesn't. I'll go to another like
Everything's
first.
really
Now
chunky.
here's the thing: I don't like the Space Marines, but there's a character in this Rogue Trader game, and I like the idea of their faction. I guess the Battle Nuns.
Yeah,
The Sisters of Guns or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I can't remember what they're called. They're like ladies of something or sisters of something or other. It's no, they're cool, man. They're like, yeah, man, that's more interesting than a Space Marine, you know, big guy just wearing armor and shooting things. You have like a nun with a gun.
Mm-hmm.
That's sick, dude,
It's like
man.
they're like the Space Marines. They're like weird because they technically are like soldiers, but they're like clones because they have like the gene seed stuff that they like. They have like a finite amount of stuff.
I talked to the lady in the game, and I said, "Tell me more." And she told me all about how, you know, they you know, they're like nuns. They go around and they shoot things and they protect things. And if one of them is like if they ever like, you know, forsake their duties or whatever, maybe they have impure actions or something.
Yeah.
They break their creed, then they basically become like jihad.
Oh.
They become like, they go even crazier,
Mm-hmm.
and they basically give them no armor except for robes and like a gun, and then they just go like super insane, like battle crazy.
Yeah.
So that stuff's kind of neat. I was like, that's kind of
Maybe-
interesting conceptually.
Have you spoke to any Space Marines? Can you go to them and say,
No, I think there's
"Tell me
a
about
Space
yourself,
Marine in
bro"?
the game, but I guess I'll find out more when I find
maybe you'll
him.
like him after you.
Maybe
you just have to
Space Marines will be taken off my dislikes.
exactly. You know,
And maybe
you're
at
just
one point I'll talk.
judging
Yeah.
a book by its cover. You know.
And you're right, Max. Maybe at some point I'll talk to a character, and then that'll move fascism from a dislike
yeah,
into a like.
exactly.
Who
Yeah, it
knows?
was like they're actually
You never
fascism is
know.
actually you know
what? This
pretty
one
efficient
character
and stuff like that. And you're like,
really talked about it in a way that I was like, you know, I think I got something cooking here.
Has anyone
I don't
ever thought to ask a Space Marine how do they feel? You know,
I don't
how you
like
feeling.
the chunky weapons.
Yeah.
I don't like that everything looks like a big Nerf toy.
Yeah, because like
everything looks like a big plastic toy you buy at a toy shop and run
like
around and go.
the
"Brr,
bolt
bang,
is they
bonk,
like
bonk."
shoot like basic grenades. That's why they're like big like that. That's the bullet is like huge inside of it.
But
so they
even
have to be
beyond that,
chunky.
it's like there's nothing that looks particularly sleek in this universe, which I think for me, it's lacking some contrast. You know,
I think aren't they like the aliens, the blue aliens dudes? I don't know what they're called. They're like they kind of look kind of sleek. They're like the sleek guys.
Is that the Tau? Aren't they
Tau?
blue
Yeah,
aliens?
the Tau. Yeah, they got
I haven't
like the
encountered
kind of
them, but I hear basically everybody make fun of them
yeah.
for some reason. I don't know.
I think it's because people go like, "Oh, they're the good guys," but then people smirk. They go, "Huh, huh."
Good guys,
Actually,
huh? Well,
like, good guys, huh?
Funny.
A
Funny you mention that.
totalitarian like caste society, good guys, huh?
Oh, good guys.
And they
Interesting.
they well, you know,
interesting.
you know,
you know,
so it's
that
like
really
that's
tells
I
me
think
everything
that's
I need to know right there. Huh.
yeah
Interesting.
about you. I'm judging you by this, and you shall remain in your place in my mind because of
Well,
that.
if I meet any Tau, I'll
I'll
put
ask
them
him
in.
about
Maybe
their
I'll put
society.
them in the likes. I'll put them in the dislikes. We'll see.
Yeah,
I like that the Emperor is dead. That's pretty neat.
yeah, that's good.
I didn't fully understand that
Spoilers.
because he's like, I feel like I've learned that he's dead before, but I'm like, is he though? And then people are like, haha, well, no, technically. And it's like, you know what? I like that. I like the fact that you can say technically he's not dead.
Yeah,
That's fun.
It's
Anyway,
like,
that's the
well,
stuff I've
because like
encountered
it's
so far.
technically they say technically because they're like, bro, we've been killing so many people to fucking like keep him alive, you know,
Yeah.
in asterisks, you know. It's like if we say yes, he's dead, then it's gonna kind of ruin everything, you know.
Well, I think that's cool. That bit's cool. I like that. So we'll find out. I'm hoping that at one point I'll look through the list and I'll think, that's the bit that's
Mhm.
like really getting to me. Or maybe I'll
Yeah.
look at it as a whole and I'll be like, there's just too much here that I don't like, that doesn't gel with me, and then I'll know for
Mhm.
sure. But that aside, the game itself of Rogue Trader, it's fun so far. It's interesting, you know. It's good. It's cool.
Is like actual like the combat aspect of the game when you do turn-based combat, is that like pretty well thought out too? Like in terms of
Yeah, so far there's a lot. It's a little there's some complexity to it in the way things interact.
Mhm.
There's no, yeah, I mean I've only played like the prologue essentially and like one
Mhm.
encounter outside of the prologue, and I'm like, yeah, it feels like there's a lot of depth here.
Yeah.
It's got very grid based kind of
Oh, okay.
XCOM-y
So
with
it's
the half cover, full cover, line of sight, percentage chance to hits and stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the way the movement works, where it's like if you attack, you can't move anymore, so you want to prioritize moving first if you can. Some characters have an easier job moving, whereas other characters don't. You know, it's a fun game. It's a fun game. What can you say? I'm gonna blow my nose here real quick. It's probably gonna
Alright.
sound pretty bad, so if you would please delete it from the audio mix. It's basically
Sure.
non-existent.
I'm gonna put a clown horn in its place instead.
That would be kind of funny.
It's gonna go like when you, when you.
That'd be
when
funny,
you
dude.
Mhm. Yeah, but it's
all right. Sorry, I really need to blow my nose. So
yeah. We had
yeah.
Steam Next Fest is happening also, which I've been.
You love Steam.
partaking
You
into.
love demos, bro.
I love demos. Demos are back, baby.
It's
Demos
so
are back.
basically you can
They-
spend the next year of somebody talking about a game and then you being like, "Oh, I played a demo of that," and then
Yeah.
you'll always be ahead of the curve for
It
everything.
already happens a lot of the
Yeah.
times. Like Stu specifically would go like, "Oh, this looks like a game that Max would enjoy," and then he clicks on the thing, and I already have the game.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
there.
That's what I'm talking about. You're always ahead of people in that.
Yeah,
People will be like,
exactly.
"Oh, I started playing this," and you'll be like, "Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
played that." Steam.
Yeah,
Next Fest."
I smirk, and I go,
Yeah.
I only played it.
Well, yeah, you know, it's
Funny
interesting to
thing.
enjoy. You know, I played it
Yeah.
before everybody was talking about it, and I gotta say, I think they've only made the game worse. To be honest, it used to be better.
Yeah, it used to be. That's why I always say like back in my day, this game was better. But yeah, there's some interesting demos. I got
Well,
to
some
play.
interesting demos. Tell me about them right now. I'm gonna
I
load
got
up
to
my
play
Steam, so-
the demo of a game that I was actually excited for a while, which is Pacific
is it
Drive.
Suicide Squad. Oh,
That small
Suicide
indie
Squad.
game.
Pacific Drive. I'm looking this up.
It's
Show
a
me
game where
Pacific
you drive like this stage wagon around, like the old Woody,
Looking at it,
car,
yeah.
and you get to upgrade it, and you have to maintain it, fix it, and you
Looking at
drive
my
basically
summer
through.
car ass.
Yeah. The more like Jalopy, another indie game you might have heard of.
I haven't heard of that one. I don't
There
know
you
what
go.
that is.
Interesting. You haven't heard of that, but
Just
yeah,
giving it
it's fun. It's like basically you've got, instead of Stalker where you're like wandering around, depressing, Eastern European landscapes, you're driving across like these fucked up, anomalous, like Midwestern sort of America, US,
Sure.
with a stage wagon, and you're surviving. Basically, you're trying to upgrade your car so you can do it more, gather more resources. The voice acting is actually, I really enjoyed the actual like voice acting and stuff in the game that was happening. So, and I really enjoyed the kind of aspect of moving stuff around and maintaining your car. It's very physical. You pick things off of your car. It isn't a menu, right, that you just go through.
Sure.
The car can develop certain like you could get a flat for a tire, or a tire can get misaligned, so you can actually fit you have to apply different fixes depending on what's happening to your car, and it will affect the way it drives. It's really fun. I'm actually I was already, this is a game that I was already excited for, because it was announced a while ago at this point, and and it's coming out this month, and I got to play the demo, and I'm still excited.
How are you
for it, basically.
impressed?
Yeah, I wasn't disappointed with it when I played the demo. So I'm looking forward to play the full version of it when it comes out at the end of this month. Actually, so it's not even that far away. But a different one, which was a different game that was pretty. I was kind of skeptical of it because I saw a trailer of it, and it was the Space Truckers simulator. Like not simulator, it's literally just called Space Truckers
on the thing.
Yeah, and I know. I think we were watching like one of the like
Star Trucker.
What they called like Summer Game Fest or whatever, one of those like PC gaming show, and they showed the trailer for it, and I wishlisted it just because like I was like, oh, I like Euro Trucker Simulator, I like Euro Trucker Simulator, and I was like, but looking at the trailer, I was like, this kind of looks like it's kind of in-engine animation, like it looks like a vertical slice sort of thing, like vignettes, like Power World, the initial trailers for Power World. But then I played the demo and I was like, yeah, that is basically the game, and it worked really well. Like it isn't just you of course you haul cargo right from place to place, but on top of that you have to maintain your truck. You have to EV outside of the truck, fix things on the outside, maintain different subsystems of the truck while you're playing. It was like I was playing and I was like, this is actually more than I was expecting for this game to have, So cool. I was pleasantly surprised with that, and so I would recommend just giving it a try to the demo. And yeah, there was some other ones that didn't really stuck in my mind that much. I played the Lightyear Frontier demo, which is another one of those like sort of crafty games where you land on a planet and you gather equipment and stuff.
You love crafting and collect wood.
You might have seen it where it's you're a dude, but you have a mech.
Oh, you're a dude,
and the mech is like the thing.
And the mech is the dude.
And you upgrade the mech.
This basically looks like the exact same crafting game that I've seen for the last like 5 years.
Yeah, because I think this is just it got announced a while ago from what I remember. But I played it and it was like, yeah, it's like cool, whatever. It doesn't. I don't feel like it's doing anything that special, to be honest, compared to some of the games that are already out. And it's. I thought maybe the mech would have been a bit more of a gimmick, but it's kind of not. It's just a means of traversal. And
it's
a means of. It's like you're basically the mech constantly. There isn't really a point of you not being in a mech. Sort of thing.
Sure.
So that's the kind of gripe I had. It was like, what's the even point of not like literally just being a guy? Like you never do anything as a guy. You do everything as a mech. So yeah, it's just like it's fun. I really enjoy Steam. I feel like it's so funny how Steam itself, like the Valve as a company, basically restarted the entire concept of demos by themselves.
Cool, yeah.
Like they started doing that. They were trying. I guess they were encouraging devs to put out demos because I get it. You get those wish lists. You get your game wish list.
It's apparently good for people to have a little go, a little test, a little try, hands on.
Yeah. So it is nice that like that concept is coming back a little bit for people to just like
I'm looking through some of these. Soul Mask. There's a lady with very large breasts in the trailer for this one. It didn't look like a game I wanted to try, so I didn't try that one. Demo. There's a skull with a crown on the cover of this one.
Yeah, this seems like some like 4X bullshit. I don't like that. I don't like 4X that much.
Northern Lion Games. Seen him play that a lot.
Oh yeah, Backpack Hero.
No, Balatro.
Oh okay.
Well, Backpack Hero as well. I'm just
Backpack Hero. He also played
recommended for me on Steam. So I don't play the demos. I don't give a fuck. I got enough fucking games as it is. I don't need these little snippets and drip feeds and crumbs from developers. Go like, here you go, give this a go. No, thank you. I'm playing Tekken 8. I'm playing Helldivers 2. I'm playing Rogue Trader.
I'm also going to be playing Helldivers 2, so it's not...
Yeah, there you go, see? So dump these demos, brother.
It's not out yet.
Dump
Helldivers
these
isn't
demos. It comes out in 2 days.
Yes, but it's not out now.
You should be preparing Children of the Sun. I don't know what this is.
Another game that I played before, I played the open beta for it.
PvE, PvP, game.
Yeah.
There's a couple of these coming out now. PvPvE, PvPvE.
PvP. Yeah.
People love player versus everything versus player versus everything versus player.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Tribes 3 is also available. That was a game that I played for a bit in the back in the day. It was a fun little game. Have you ever played it?
No,
It's like one of those tribes. It's like it was a kind of like a classic FPS. You know, it's like Unreal. You know, Quake. You know, like that's what it kind of came out of, that sort of thing. And yeah, it looks cool. I might give it a try.
Gatekeeper, hey, that's what I'm doing half the time, but with the things I like.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should get this game. Top-down shooter, bye-bye.
Oh, just...
Yet another fantasy? Yeah, you're right, bro. This is yet another fantasy. Next. Hey, that's why they call it Steam Next Fest, because I see these games and I go,
next. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Next. Yeah. Hey, am I right? There's a Backrooms game?
Yeah.
You like the Backrooms?
We already made an episode about it. We both like it. Because we both made an episode
I've been different. Personally,
sure,
I've been different.
Yeah, sure, buddy.
Ember Bane.
Everybody says that.
Metroidvania game where with an animated
there is Ben. This is a game for you because it's animation. It's called Harold Halibut. He's using like weird, like not stop motion. It's like weird.
Brother, you want a game for me? Look up Astral Party. Ooh, holy
is it a hentai game?
Wait until you see the lady on the cover of this game.
Yeah.
Oh, these women in this game are going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
What did you say? Harold Halibut? What?
Yeah, Harold Halibut or something like that. I clicked off of it.
I'm looking at him now. Harold Halibut. What the fuck is this thing?
It's probably made by some guy that you probably like or something.
I don't know who this is. I feel like I saw this at a show. I feel like this was at like a games show thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember seeing it being like kind of interesting, I guess.
Yeah, well, you can play a demo of it.
I don't really care that much. Oh, look, we've made a game in stop motion. Like, cool. Is it good?
There's so many backroom games here.
Dude, there's 8 million Backrooms games.
I should play all of these and review them for the next episode.
Dude, what if you did a Backrooms show?
We should make a Backrooms themed show, yeah.
Whole show was I play the newest Backrooms info. Did you know that they've discovered a new floor? It's called the Red Floor, and it's got the Red Entity. Did you hear about the Red Entity, bro?
Yeah, what does the Red Entity do to you?
This one is racist, apparently.
Oh, fuck. This is like the opposite of the Blue Entity.
This one, it actually loves racism, and it wants you. If you're not racist, then it kills you.
It kills you.
How
does it test?
It makes you do
if
racism.
You're racist or not.
It shows you pictures, and then it gauges like your emotional state when you see the images.
Yeah, it's got X-ray vision. Looks at your synapses firing, and if it sees the racist synapses firing, it goes like, "Yeah, this guy is racist."
Yeah. And then if you're not racist, it makes you do a racist thing.
Oh,
it possesses your body, goes to the robot, and then makes you like throw a brick with a hateful message through a shop window.
Yeah, and you just can't ever go back, from that. You're always racist from that point.
You'll be racist forever. Everybody will think that you are an insane racist person.
Yeah.
And you basically will kill yourself at that point.
The Red Entity is pretty insidious, honestly.
That's the Red Entity. Anyway, thanks everybody for listening to the hottest news about the Backrooms.
You should write the wiki entry for the Red Entity.
The Red Entity?
Mm-hmm.
Why you gotta
link this episode as the source for it,
Well, let's see. Maybe I'm ripping something off here. The Backrooms Red Entity.
There's definitely a Red Entity already. Yeah.
The Backrooms wiki. The Red Knight.
Oh,
Habitat all. This is a picture of a.
Can we get away with it?
The picture that they've got on here. Let me show you this. The photo on this webpage is just like a Dark Souls guy.
Oh, is it just? Oh yeah, it is.
Entity 1. Entity 1, photograph taken by Emily Langerman after her rescue.
He's in the forest, though. There is no forest, and no. Yeah, that looks like literally just like one of the enemies from fucking Dark Souls or like Elden Ring or some shit like that.
The Red Knight is known to nearly everyone in the backrooms. If you haven't met him personally, you've heard about him from someone who has. I'm recording what I know about and what I've gathered from others in this document for the sake of posterity and respect, more than actual research. But unfortunately, there's not a lot to write down.
Mm-hmm.
His habitat is all, dude. He's everywhere.
He's everywhere. Someone should write like
Red Knight.
Like a backrooms entity wiki page about this podcast. That Ensigns episode, that Ensigns show, and the backrooms show. If you tune into a certain frequency on the radio, you get to hear the Dead Ensigns episode where they talk about the backrooms.
According to the backrooms.fandom, there are 1,000 plus entities.
Well, that's a lot. It's crowded in the backrooms. Fuck.
And there's joke entities too.
Oh.
Like Spoggers. And level swag.
Mm-hmm.
Level exit. 9 plus 10 equals 21. Is apparently
nice.
An entity.
Okay.
But these are the joke ones, so you know.
Yeah, those aren't canon.
There's the
those
children
are not canon.
of the Empyrean Sea, the glitched goddess,
Mm-hmm.
Hubris, the Keymaster, the Queen,
Mm-hmm.
Entity PC, the End.
The fuck are you?
Oh no. Bro,
Is this
I
scary
clicked on
picture?
this, it says, "Are you sure you want to proceed?" The following page is restricted by the Major Exploration Group to low-ranked personnel of the MEG and other organizations, association, and or groups. When opening this, you agree to the MEG rules and the MEG made page's terms of use. Dude, I'm not clicking on this. It's
Don't click it.
The PC man entity is going to infect my computer.
Yeah, it's an IP grabber. They're gonna send the fucking FBI to your fucking house.
No, the MEG, they're gonna come for me.
The backrooms entity, FBI.
The female body inspectors.
Yeah, the female body inspector.
Well, Steam Next Fest sounds like quite the lark.
Yeah.
Is that what's on your radar? What are you going to play next?
Next thing that I want to play, Echo Point Nova. It's like a movement shooter. That's the thing that I downloaded.
The fuck is a movement shooter?
A movement shooter is when you move fast and you shoot things. That's called a movement shooter nowadays.
All right.
Then you're like the new like Doom 2016 and stuff and onwards like that.
They call these movement shooters now.
Yeah. The big one. Big one. What's it called? The indie big one. What's it called?
Oh, Undertale.
The one with the robots. The robots.
Undertale.
No.
Atomic Heart.
No.
The ones with the robots that people want to have sex with, right?
Yes, probably.
Atomic Heart.
I highly suspect that. No, they want to have sex with these robots too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't. Fuck, I'm looking for my library, panicking, trying to find it now. I don't think I'll be able to find it, though, which is a shame.
Well,
because now
I guess we have to move on.
Yeah, I guess we gotta move on to. You watched something, didn't you? You said you wanted to talk about something you watched.
I could talk about it, but I'll talk about it. I saw a movie called The Iron Claw on Saturday. This was part of my. I started the Maestro. I didn't finish it yet. It was very boring so far. It was really boring.
Yeah, well,
it was very disappointing from the get-go because there was a big, really badly done 3D environment of Carnegie Hall.
I didn't even notice it.
I was so bad. It looked really
Ultra Kill.
bad.
That's what the one I was thinking of.
Ultra Kill? Yeah, people want to fuck those robots.
Yeah.
Or they want those robots to fuck.
Yeah, that's like what movement shooter is, you know.
Yeah. All right, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, but Yeah, I don't know. Like that's the thing. It's like I don't.
We don't need to go into them. I haven't seen it, so we can't really talk about it.
Yeah, you
I was
just
just
you
saying,
saw
I saw
that
it.
bad CGI and you were like, okay, no.
I watched some of it after that, but it was really boring, man. Anyway, speaking of boring movies, I watched The Iron Claw. This is a wrestling movie about some people who take wrestling way too seriously and kill themselves.
Okay.
It plays very fast and loose with it. This does the thing where it's like, this film would have been better if it wasn't based on real people.
Yeah.
Because I think in trying to make it based on real people, they've kind of like butchered it a bit too much.
What do you mean by that? Like, how do
So
you
the
mean
Iron Claw is based on the Von Erich family, who is like
Yeah.
a wrestling dynasty. Their dad was a wrestler. That his sons became wrestlers, and the sons of those sons, some of them also became wrestlers.
Yeah.
This is a big wrestler. So one of the Von Erichs is in the WWE Hall of Fame, as the world champ and stuff.
Yeah.
These guys. So the dad is evil.
Okay.
He pushes his sons too hard.
Yeah.
And subsequently, I don't care about spoilers. You can't spoil it because it's real life. It already happened, and it's on Wikipedia. The sons basically all kind of like killed themselves over time.
Yeah.
Except for one of them. Also, there's one brother that they just didn't put in the movie because they didn't want to, because he wasn't very interesting and he didn't fit the narrative they were going for.
Oh no!
So there's a lot of stuff in this where it's like, you get what they're going for in the story, and it feels it's written to be very tragic. But if you like look into the back, like what actually happened, you're kind of like, okay, they really pushed it to make it much more tragic in the thing than it was.
They had to like
really
make it
push
a lot more interesting than it kind of was,
and just to generally like fit a narrative, that they're going for of like these brothers not having any other option.
People's lives don't tend to follow a narrative.
Exactly. Here's the thing. I'm okay. I'm completely fine if a biopic, like we were just talking about Elvis earlier. I'm completely fine if a biopic embellishes a bunch of stuff. It's A-okay with me. The issue with this one is that they embellished a lot and the movie was boring still.
Yeah.
If you embellish stuff, you gotta to make it more interesting.
Yeah.
You gotta zhuzh it up a bit so that people are entertained.
They could have picked a better subject for it, basically, for a movie.
First of all, they just completely removed one of the brothers because they were like, "There's too many brothers." This movie is already about 4 brothers who go to brother heaven.
Too many
brothers.
It would just be too much money to hire someone known
exactly.
for that brother that didn't really kind of do anything,
Yeah, literally straight up, like even the 5th brother who's not in the movie killed himself.
Oh no!
So the whole film is about how this family is they've got a cursed name, but and they keep saying like all this bad stuff keeps happening and keep saying "fuck, we're cursed." But in reality, you as the viewer, you're watching it and going, they're not cursed. They're making poor decisions and not realizing. It's
Isn't
like
that kind of.
It's
a
like
lot of the times
exactly. That's what they're going for. But it's like there's so much. The movie is so miserable that I'm like, fuck, man. Maybe these people are cursed.
Yeah.
There's like a 30 to 40 minute section of this movie that is just like, you're just wondering each time, like, all right, what's the next tragedy that's gonna happen?
Yeah.
What's the next thing that's gonna happen? So the 3 brothers.
Oh no, my brother killed himself in front of me. I better pick up the phone that's going off, and he picks it up. Oh, another brother. One of my brothers killed themselves.
Max, you were honestly. So there's 4 brothers. One of them, he's the oldest brother. He likes looking after everybody. This is played by Zac Efron.
Yeah.
He wants to be a wrestler so damn bad. He can't wait to make his daddy proud as a wrestler, but he sucks on the mic. He's got no juice.
Yeah.
The other brother makes his debut in the ring. He's got the juice.
Yeah.
The third brother is gonna. This is the first like curse that they show. The third brother, he's gonna be an Olympic discus thrower. He's going to the he's training for the damn Olympics, but then that fucking the president, the coward president, comes out and he says we're not taking part because of the Cold War. We refuse to take part in the Olympics. Yeah, so they cancel the Olympics, and they're like, "Fuck, we're cursed," because the president said the Cold War means we're not going to do the Olympics.
Yeah, so you
got
be an
three
athlete,
brothers.
Basically. There's no way of being an athlete without Olympics.
Fourth brother, he's the sensitive one. He's kind of smart. He plays a lot of instruments. He wants to be in a band.
Yeah.
But his dad, he's kind of tough with him. He's expecting him to get into the family wrestling business.
Yeah, he's like, "What, you pussy?" That's what he says to him, right?
He's very manipulative, but he's never he's never like abusive in the film. He's never like hitting them or pushing them around or calling them like slurs or anything. He's just emotionally manipulative and domineering. Anyway, those are your four brothers. So the three older brothers,
and the fifth ghost brother that doesn't exist.
No, Max, there is also a fifth ghost brother. Okay. They had an older brother who died when he was 5 years old.
Okay,
but then there is also the secret brother that's not in the movie. Okay,
yeah.
Anyway, the three elder of the brothers that are alive, they start wrestling as a trio, a tag team. They're going out on tour. There's a lot to keep up with. They're doping up. They're shooting steroids and stuff, as they've got to, because that's unfortunately the
reality
of that world. You have to keep up with that kind of stuff. Unfortunately. Anyway, they end up becoming like the champion tag team of the world, essentially.
Yeah.
So one of them gets a shot at the champ. They can be the world champ of wrestling. And he doesn't give it to the older brother because he's bad on the mic. He doesn't got any juice, so he gives it to the brother who's good at being a wrestler. He's good at the showmanship. He's like, you can do it. You're gonna fight this guy. You're gonna fight this guy. You're gonna fight this guy. And then you're going to and then we're gonna take you to Japan. You're gonna fight some guys there. You're gonna get some juice over in Japan. Then you're gonna come back. We're gonna give you your title fight against Ric Flair, real wrestler Ric Flair. He's like, all right, cool. Older Zac Efron brother gets married to the love interest in the film. That's all fun, laughs, games. Here's where the misery train begins.
Yeah.
Older Zac Efron brother takes a break from when he goes into the bathroom. Guy is vomiting. He's like, whoa, buddy, aren't you drinking it a little too early? Still vomiting. He's like, hey, well, hold up, who is that? Opens the door. It's his younger brother. He's going to Japan next week. And he's like, oh my god, are you okay? And then he's like, yeah, I'm fine. Turns around, a toilet bowl covered in blood.
Oh my god. Oh,
and he's like, what the hell? You gotta go to the doctor. And he's like, I'm going to Japan next week. And he's like, oh, you should cancel that. And he's like, nah,
okay, yeah.
Like, oh, I shouldn't. And they're like, well, all right then. Well, okay then. I'm sure this won't be a problem. Anyway, by the way, you're going to be an uncle. Oh, your wife is pregnant? Yeah, don't tell anybody. You're going to be an uncle. Next scene, he died in Japan. His intestines blew open and he died. Motherfucker is dead. Oh, damn. Oh, fuck. Funeral. It's all sad. Who's next? Discus thrower. Okay,
yeah.
Guy from The Bear.
Yeah.
Olympic discus thrower, son. You're going to be the next world champ. Hooray. Yeah. Guess what? He fucking does it.
He pulls
it off? He fucking pulls it off, dude. He goes through it all. He pulls it off.
He uses all his skill that he acquired with disc throwing to win
he's so good
wrestling
at it
championships.
Now.
Yeah.
He's so good at it. He wins the belt. He comes home, but you know what? He's depressed. Because he's like, fuck, it's hard coming down from that. It's hard coming down from that high. Anyway, don't mind me, brother. I'm gonna go out on my motorcycle at midnight. I'll be back soon.
Oh, no.
Goes out for a ride, okay?
No helmet, of course. No helmet.
Well, no, here's the thing. Goes out for a ride. Everybody in the audience who doesn't know the story, me included, is probably like, oh, he's gonna die in the car. He's gonna die in a motorcycle accident, because they show a shot. He's like barreling down the highway.
Yeah.
Dark of night, going super speed, supersonic.
Yeah.
We fade into him waking up. He's got road burns and stuff on his shoulder. He's struggling to get up. He picks up some crutches. You're like, I guess he got out of it okay. Cut to a wide shot of the kitchen where he's grabbing some milk. He's lost a leg. His leg is gone. His leg is gone.
It might as well be dead at this point, right?
Might as well be dead at this point. There's no other reason to be alive.
The reason to be alive is... Fuck, okay.
No other reason to be alive. In this time, youngest, fourth, sensitive musical brother has gotten to the age where he can get in the ring. And he doesn't fight back or anything about it. There's no scenes of him fighting back against it or trying to go a different way. He just kind of accepts his fate.
Yeah.
Gets in. They're trying to train him. They're trying to train him up, make him better at wrestling. He takes a bad fall. Okay.
Oh no.
He's doing these drop kicks in the ring, and they look good, but he lands on his shoulder bad. He's all fucked up. He's screaming. They're like, we gotta call off the match. Take him in. Routine shoulder surgery. He went through toxic shock. He's in a coma. This is all these are within like the span of like 20-30 minutes.
Nice. Well,
He's in a coma, wakes up from the coma. Unfortunately, he's kind of slow now. He's not doing well.
Oh, fuck.
He ain't doing well. He's sad, but he doesn't know he can't go back to his old life. Wrestling.
Yeah, they ruined his life. Yeah, they ruined his life that he could have had. Yeah.
So what he does is he takes a bunch of pills and dies.
Oh well,
He takes a bunch of pills and then walks out into the woods.
No.
And dies. Meanwhile, discus throwing brother has a prosthetic leg that he's trying to get better at, so he can keep wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
So all that's left to go for this title match again, to fight Ric Flair, is older Zac Efron brother. He keeps getting pushed away. It's finally his time, but unfortunately, he's insane now. He's like crazy.
Oh, he's just crazy.
From depression. He's depressed,
like having multiple lives in the video game. This dad
has got multiple shots, and every single time he gets more and more annoyed. But he never kind of picks up on what's going on. By the way, the tragedies aren't over yet, Max. So first of all, this is I love. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Ric Flair in this movie is the best. Ric Flair being in this movie is the best, 10 minutes of the whole movie. Mm-hmm. The most entertaining the movie is at any point, or engaging in any way, because it gets back to the heart of what wrestling is, as just fun. It's fun, okay?
No, it isn't.
It's fun. It's fun.
People
Ric
are
Flair
dying,
is
and
fun.
you're saying it's fun.
Yeah, but that's because these people are literally killing themselves for it when they don't need to.
Yeah, I like the idea of his Ric
Flair is just coming in. He's like, "Woo!"
This is so fun. Yeah, he's like, "Whoa!"
Literally. So the Zac Efron brother goes berserk in the ring. He does the Iron Claw, which is the move in this his dad's move, where you grab the head of the person and I guess you squeeze, the implication is that you're squeezing their head in like a vice grip,
Yeah, and
but obviously it's wrestling, so you're all playing around, it's kayfabe or whatever, so the people, you get them in the Iron Claw and they're like, ow, ooh, stop, my head. But he does it for real on Ric Flair. Ric Flair's writhing around there. He's like, stop! He's dying. Yeah. The refs pull him off of him. His dad comes in the ring and pulls him off of him. And they're like, disqualified. You can't do that. You gave him an ouchie for real. That's not allowed. Get out of here. He's in the back. They're in the locker rooms now. The dad and discus throwing brother looking at him like, you fucked it all up.
Yeah.
You fucking idiot. You fucked
So
up
now
everything.
we're going to take
You
your leg and we're
moron.
going to attach it to your discus brother.
You threw
leg.
everything away, and then Ric Flair walks in and he's like, whoo, that was the best damn match ever. Hey, if you ever want a rematch, go give me a ring, buddy. That was so cool. That was so fun. People were loving it. He's got like blood all over his head and stuff, but he's just like,
he goes
yeah,
out,
man.
he
Hey, where
smokes
can you get a good drink?
cigarette.
He's like, where can you get a good drink around here? Let's go drinking. Come on. But obviously, they're all kind of depressed. They're like, no, we don't want a Ric Flair.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, whatever. Suit yourself, bozos.
What's the point? What's the
And he
point if you're
leaves.
not going to do this?
And it's like, and that is, I like that because in the movie, that was the moment where Zac Efron's character kind of laughed at himself, like, man, why am I taking this shit so seriously? What are we doing here, brother? What are we doing here? But we jump forward in time some years. You know, Zac Efron is looking after the wrestling business now. His dad has retired. Discus Brother has made a complete recovery.
What, he grew back a leg?
He didn't grow back his leg, but he's back in the ring, and not only that, he's fighting for the blossoming WWE,
Wow.
and he becomes world champion of the WWE. This
Yeah.
is the first huge, super prime time, big name wrestling thing, you know? And it's him. It's the Von Erich. He brings it home. Unfortunately, it doesn't get rid of the fact that he's still very depressed. And also the fact that his dad is evil.
Evil, yeah. So
they go home for Christmas one day. He's like, hey, Dad, here's my Christmas gift for you. And he's like, okay, I'll open it on Christmas. He's like, you can't open it on Christmas. You have to open it right now. I'm really upset that you're not opening it. So the dad opens it, and it's a Smith & Wesson gun. And he's like, all right, cool. Let me just put this away. And Discus son is like, no, you have to shoot it now. You can't get a gun and not shoot it. And he's like, no, I'll just put it away. Come on, chill. Don't worry about it.
the fuck?
Zac Efron brother, a few nights later, he's laying in bed. He gets a phone call. Oh, man, what's that? Hold on. Hello, who's there? Hello, brother, it's me, Discus brother. I'm in a hotel room and I don't know what I'm gonna do, man. I hate my life. I'm gonna kill my. I'm never.
I like the
more
idea
now.
of a Zac Efron brother and Discus brother. That's just
Zac
like the
Efron brother,
names,
Discus
so-
brother, music brother, and
Music
regular brother.
Regular brother.
He's like, I'm so depressed, man. I'm sitting in this hotel room thinking I might
Yeah.
do something crazy. Zac Efron brother is like, just calm down, you know, where are you? They won't tell him. Look, just go to mom and dad's house and we'll have some food. We'll talk about it, okay? Just don't do anything crazy. Discus brother is like, whatever, hang up. Zac Efron, fuck, I gotta call dad. Beep, 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 beep. Dad, I'm worried Discus brother is gonna kill himself. The dad is like, you guys gotta sort that out between yourselves, sorry. Bye. Hangs up. Zac Efron.
I'm doing fantasy football right now. I'm sorry.
Zac Efron, he drives to his dad's house. He sees his brother's car. The door's open. He's like, where the fuck is he? Walks over to the house. The front door's open. Pokes his head in the front door. Bang! Gunshot. His brother shot himself in the heart.
Okay.
He took the gun. He shot himself in the heart under a tree next to the house. He goes over. He picks him up. The dad is running over. And he's like, what happened? Zac Efron brother is like, I told you to look out for him. I told you to look out for him. You did this. And then the dad is like, hey, he called you. You killed him. He didn't call me. He called you. You did this. He tries to choke out his dad. But then he decides he's not going to kill his dad.
He does the iron claw on his dad. And
that would have been cool.
Ah!
That would have been cool. But he doesn't. He like tries to choke him, but he doesn't kill him.
Yeah.
Picks up Discus brother. Takes him
throws him like, as a
he does
like
it.
a
He does
discus.
it. He does a DDT on him.
Oh, okay.
He suplexes him. No, he takes him inside.
Yeah.
He puts him down on the table, and then we get a scene which I'm for the benefit of the movie, I'm gonna assume that this is what he is imagining and not what the movie is saying is basically what happened. Discus brother is out on a boat in the river, and he's sailing along because he's in brother heaven.
Brother heaven.
He is in the heaven of brothers. He goes up to like appear on the river, and his music brother is there playing music, and his other brother is there being the guy. He's just sitting there.
Yeah.
And he goes up and they hug and they're like, brothers, we're here. We're in brother heaven now. And then he's like, what about our older brother who died when he was 5? And they part and there's a little baby boy there. And he goes, God. Are you my older brother, Jack Jr.? He picks him up and gives him a hug. And then it cuts back to Zac Efron sitting next to his dead body. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that that's Zac Efron's stupid character imagining
imagining this,
And then we kind of fast forward a bit, and the Zac Efron sells the wrestling name, he sells the gym and the business, and he moves on with his life, and that's it. That's the end of the movie.
Well,
and it's a boring ass movie.
Well, it's
sucks. Anyway, thanks for listening to my recollection of
recollection, right? You don't even have to watch the movie now.
You don't even have to see it. So here's something I loved is that I went home and I was like, let me read about Music Brother. Scroll down to Music Brother. First off, he got married. Didn't include that in the film.
Because it wasn't interesting. Okay.
It wasn't interesting, evidently. It wasn't interesting, the idea that he got married and, possibly had, like, kind of a life.
Yeah.
Second, when he hurt his shoulder and went into toxic shock and stuff, he was doing a tour of Israel. And not just, like...
Okay.
Not just, like, doing a little short show at his family town and
he
stuff.
Was like... Okay, yeah.
And the other brother that they didn't include in the movie, he tried to get... The reason why he wasn't included, I assume, is because he did try to get into wrestling, and he really couldn't get a foothold, so he just killed himself.
Oh, fuck, okay.
He was like, this isn't working, fuck it. And then he
Nothing else, I can't do anything else.
Chris Von Erich. This is the one who wasn't in the movie. After several years of not being able to succeed in the wrestling business, Chris became depressed and frustrated. He was also heartbroken over the loss of his brother Mike. In 1991, age 21, he shot himself in the head.
Jesus Christ. I don't know.
This movie is so depressing,
insane.
Bro.
This is
insane.
Movie is
so depressing, man.
I don't know. It's such an insane story. And if you're saying it's a...
It's a vaguely true story.
Could the reason for why this movie was boring was the fact that they focused too much on the fact that they were restless, maybe, and maybe focus more on the dynamic or family dynamic rather than,
There's too much. They don't really show you. They leave it up to your interpretation. Not even really interpretation. It's very clear that the father is forcing these kids into this path,
Yeah.
But it's not really like they ever show him. They don't, try and embellish and be like, look, he was, physically or mentally abusive to them,
Yeah.
Or emotionally abusive, though he was just, controlling and kind of, pushed them in that direction because he was, a big, scary guy.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of leaves you with this impression of, man, the thing that I think works about the movie The Wrestler is that you get scenes of him trying to make it outside of being a wrestler.
Yeah.
You get the contrast of him. It would work if there was scenes in which, if you're gonna add this whole subplot to the brother Mike, that he wanted to be a musician.
Yeah, and
then maybe you should
he
also
had
add
a life because he had a fucking wife and shit.
Maybe
so
it would
there
be
was
good to
stuff
add
happening
scenes in which he's trying to make that work, but his parents are pushing against him. But they don't really add too much of that. So I think this movie is caught in an awkward middle ground where it's well, we want to be true to life, but also the true to life story is just depressing. Dude, do you want to know how the fucking the baby boy brother died? The original oldest brother?
It was birth, during the birth or something?
No, he stepped on a trailer tongue. I don't know what that is. something that gave him an electric shock either way, and he fell into a melting snow puddle face first and drowned.
Oh my fucking god!
I look at this. The movie sets it up where it's like, oh, they're not really cursed. It's just their decisions. But I look at this Wikipedia article and I'm like, I feel like that maybe they are cursed. Honestly,
yeah.
I feel like maybe these people were honestly just cursed.
Yeah, because they have to omit the fact that this is like something that happened to it, because that does genuinely sound like something.
They don't mention it. They talk about the eldest brother who died when he was like 5.
Yeah, he goes to brother heaven.
And he goes to brother heaven. But the way they talk about him is they just kind of gloss over it. They like the Zac Efron brother just kind of mentions it, like, oh, I'm not technically the older brother. We had an older brother, but he died when he was like 5 years old. Yeah, it just happened.
In summary, is this Oscar worthy?
No, I can see why this was left off. I think the best aspect of it was the editing. There were a lot of little edits and stuff that I thought worked really well. It was also the cinematography of the film was really nice, but the performances weren't great. The movie itself wasn't particularly interesting. It doesn't sound like it was even particularly well adapted from real life as far as adapted screenplay goes. So, nah.
Yeah, it does sound like it was kind of poorly handled.
Give this one a miss. And ultimately, at the end of the day, it's honestly just, I'm not saying like, oh, this movie was too sad, so I wasn't having fun and that's why it's bad. But it wasn't very engaging or interesting, so it wasn't very entertaining. I didn't get anything out of watching this. The movie is just kind of saying, like, isn't this tragic? What happened to these boys because of their dad? And it's
how
like,
many?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. How many brothers are going to the brother heaven out of 5?
None,
for this movie.
I'm saying
okay,
none of these brothers are
brothers
going to heaven to me. None of these damn brothers.
Brother heaven stays empty tonight.
I think this would have been better if it was just a little more on the side of like being inspired by this narrative. And not trying to be directly about it.
Exactly the thing.
Did a better job of just telling the story they want to tell instead of trying to make a narrative fit.
Yeah.
This
it
life,
is a bit weird, but I guess,
Like, I think if you're gonna watch a movie about wrestling, watch The Wrestler.
The Wrestler. Nacho Libre. Watch Nacho Libre.
Watch Nacho Libre with Jack Black as a Hispanic man.
Yeah.
It's an interesting choice.
Like we were talking about, back in the day, you could do that.
Back in the mid to late aughts, you could do that. It was fine. Everybody loved Jack Black enough to just be like, yeah, okay. Everybody just loved Jack Black enough. That's the thing. I
remember Nacho Libre. I was watching that over and over again because I had this DVD of it.
Yeah. I think, I didn't see it until much later, and I thought the movie was boring. I was like, this is no Napoleon Dynamite, let me tell you that much.
Yeah, it did try to kind of,
It was the same guy. It was the same director.
Yeah. But yeah, I watched, I guess if we're talking about, I watched Stay Tuned.
Be quick, we're an hour and 12 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm going to do a
Stay
roundup.
Tuned?
Yeah, it's a shitty little comedy about a guy who's addicted to television and his marriage is getting ruined by television, and then Devil comes to him and gives him a huge television and he signs his soul over for the huge television.
This sounds more like a Simpsons Treehouse of Horror episode.
Yeah, and then they get the woman and him get sucked in though. His wife gets sucked into the TV and they go through hell TV basically, where they nearly die, and it's a very kind of like a kids movie sort of thing, but at the same time, I really like the animated bit, I guess, because there was a one cartoon bit, and apparently when they were recording the making the movie, that was the longest bit that took the longest.
Sure.
But yeah, whatever. Don't watch it.
All right.
Boring. So I watched Zipperface.
Don't know what that is, but cool.
Garbage. Don't watch it.
All right, cool.
And I watched Future Wars, which was really fun.
Future Wars, huh?
Which is the thing that Gabs told me to watch after I posted the fact that I was watching Superface.
Okay.
And it's on YouTube, and you can watch it, everybody. You can just watch Future Wars.
This is a thumbs up from Max to watch Future Wars on YouTube. Now.
It's the sort of thing that you can... It's a good, bad movie. So if you want to get some friendos around, you want to open up some brewskis, watch Future Wars.
This is a movie?
Yeah.
Is it Future Wars with a Z?
It's called Future War, actually. I don't know why I said Future Wars.
Okay.
It's 1997 Future War. It's a fun movie. It's like it just looks so garbage, but it's like in like a very, you know, kind of, it's not trying to be, you know, sort of thing. It is
sure.
Like the fucking fight scene in the cardboard den, like it. Yeah. I was laughing so hard. I was
Check out the movie if you want to see the cardboard den.
Yeah, who would have thought that a cardboard boxes could make such a
They're so dynamic.
Set. They're so dynamic, you know?
You drive
you can make
them, you throw them around.
You can make a maze out of them that your character has to go through.
The great thing is, in terms of sets, you know, if you just make one portion of the maze, film them running through it, move it around, make a different portion of the maze.
Exactly, you know,
it's infinite.
It's a good one, and yeah, that's mostly what I've been playing Steam Next Fest.
We already went over Steam Next Fest.
Yeah. Let's circle around this infinite circle.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you want to
a circle, it's
check
a spiral.
Out the next episode of this podcast, then you'd have to search Dead Ensigns on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, whatever podcast app you want to use. We're there. You can also leave a comment, deadensigns@gmail.com, if you want to email us, or leave a comment on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe and save and rate and favorite and whatever else you want to do.
We read all of our comments.
We read all of them. The people from Evil Genius got in touch with us the other week, and I was scared. I read the comments, and I was like, they're chill.
They're chill.
They're nice guys. Shouts out to
Evil Genius. Yes,
I'm gonna buy all their games now. They got a customer for life. I feel obligated.
I can't
There's
wait
no
for
obligation. We didn't make any.
I was still, if they're gonna still release that Rebel Moon game, I'm absolutely going to buy it.
I don't think they're gonna be releasing a Rebel Moon game.
At least they get paid for it there.
Maybe. I think they're in court about it. Anyway, thanks for listening. Bye.
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 It's shorted out, sir. We're gonna have to phaser it.
Then what are you waiting for?
Right away, sir.
Faster would be better, Ensign.
I can't, sir. We don't want to...
That's enough.
But, sir...
Stand aside, Carlton. I'm going through. You're alive. Good.